Bergara. They make probably one of the best entry-level 22s you can get. It's got a really nice stock, but to be fair, it's never quite fit my body. I'm gonna try out a different stock and compare the two and show you what happens. We're out here at the Ultimate Reloader Ranch, and Gavin's away, so I get to play. And I was challenged to kind of find some stuff that was in his safe that I'd want to shoot, but maybe make some adjustments to that fit my style a little bit better. The Bergara was a perfect option. So the Bergara, as you know, is a fantastic rifle. It is just, I mean, it's a ton of gun for the money, and it comes with a really great stock that, to be fair, is PRS 22 ready, or NRL 22, whatever it is that you shoot. But for whatever reason, I've owned one of these, and the stock just never quite fit me right. I've made some adjustments, and we were talking, and he actually had a Boyds stock that was made for this that they just kind of hadn't thrown on yet. So he said, why don't you take it out, shoot some stuff with the factory stock, we'll swap it out for the Boids, and then we'll see how it fits you. There are a lot of great options in the Lapua and SK line to shoot 22. You guys have probably watched some of my other videos. And, you know, the fact is, like, it's kind of hard to pick one that, I mean, it's like, who's your favorite child, right? But in this case, we're going to shoot the Lapua long range. I really like it. It's what I'm currently shooting back at home and a lot of the videos that you're seeing there. So we're gonna put the other ones back. This is what we're doing, and I've already got one magazine loaded, and we're gonna take some shots at 50 yards. Now, you might see I have a tablet over here. That's actually the exact same image that you guys are seeing in the video right now. And even though I can see through the scope, it's just kind of nice to have a little reference here. One of the things when I shoot 22, you guys see how there's these 5 big gray targets. Those are about 1 inch in diameter, and honestly, for 22, that's just too big of an aiming point. I think it just gives up too much. It gives up too much variable. So what I like to do is I'm going over kind of on the left side there. I'm just going to take a shot, and now that's going to become my new aiming point. And I just find, and anywhere from 50, 50 yards, no problem. 100 yards in the right condition. You know, that works great. I do like splatter targets at 100 if I'm doing a lot of shooting, but we're going to see what happens here. Okay. There we go. Now they're going through the same hole. And that's it. So you can see those last, I think it was the last 5 or 6. Once the gun, you know, like this is my first time shooting this gun. And once I got, you can kind of see there's just a big void right there. And then there's a couple shots that are connected, just barely connected, kind of above it. And it just took me a few shots to kind of get used to this setup. But those last 5 or 6, I mean, they were right through the same hole. And you might be saying, well, then why do you say the stock doesn't work for you? Well, sometimes you just have to work a little harder to make your gear work for you, and that's what was happening here. Now we're going to go to the right side of the target and do the same thing. So I'm just going to send a shot out there, and now we're going to aim at that. And I'll be honest, I'm having trouble getting comfortable here. I think that was a good representation here at 50 yards. Clearly tighter on the left than it was on the right. The right was, you know, just honestly a little ugly. So now that we've done all those tests, we're going to switch over to the Boids, and we're going to see, you know, how, if anything, improves on that. I started putting this together and then realized it might at least benefit everybody if they saw how, even on a 22, you really want to make sure you torque your action screw. So we've got our bottom metal in here, and then I've got this Wheeler fat wrench set here, and yeah, and that looks like the right one. And then Most guns, your long screw is in the back, your short screw is in the front. And super easy. Now, you typically don't have to do this a second time, but I do. And again, I'm sure there'll be hate in the comments below for it because people get really sensitive about double torquing because they say it doesn't make a difference. And to be fair, nothing moved. I think it's more of just like a mental thing for me. So I've got that all set up. Now, with the Boyds, they do have this really nice push button system. So on the factory stock, it was a twist, like a twist lock that you could loosen up for your comb. But in order to adjust the length of pull, you did have to take out plates and stuff. Whereas on this, it's just just a simple button that you push. And then same thing with the cheek riser. So we're going to bring the cheek riser up a little bit, and I'm going to see how that feels. And I'm going to take out, I think this is already at limit. Yeah. So I have this out as far as I can. So that's out. And let's just see how that feels before we start shooting. Now it's a little bit narrower forend. They do have different forend options that you can get. So you can actually unscrew that forend and pop it off. And then same thing, you can actually remove this. And, you know, especially with 3D printing these days, I mean, you could make some pretty cool stuff for it. Now, the thumb hole grip for me, I don't own a thumb hole anymore. I used to have a thumb hole and I really liked it. But I will say, for my smaller hands and being able to get a grip on things, especially for stabilizing this position, I really do like it better than a traditional pistol grip. So I am optimistic that I'm going to be able to at least get a better hold on everything here. That feels pretty good. The front forend, obviously, I'm going to have to make sure that we're centered up on those studs a little bit to make sure. And I'll see if I have a bag rider sitting around here, but I don't think I do. So I don't know. Let's load up some mags and let's go shoot. Now we are set up with the Boyd stock at 50 yards. It's been a minute, but you know, as happens out here in the mountains, the wind's starting to pick up. So we're gonna do our best with this. We're gonna do the same process. So I'm gonna take a shot on the left, and now we're gonna use that one as our point of aim. I have to say that felt way more comfortable. I'm pretty sure the group reflects it. I mean, it's one solid hole. And considering, I mean, you could see the brass getting pushed around with the wind. I'm really happy with that. Like, way more comfortable for me. So that's a win in my book. I'm going to just load up another 10 like we did before. And we're going to see what we can do on the other side of that 50-yard target. So we did that side. Let's go ahead and... Okay, so there's our point of aim. I think that's it. So, you know, looking at it on screen here, two really nice groups as opposed to the other side where I was really struggling to get position there. Testing 22s at 50 is really where you know if your gear is working. And these are tiny little groups. For a 9-shot group, you know, the end of my finger fits in both of them there, and that's my aiming point for both of these. But the 50 tells me, if we look at, you know, this is the other stock, you know, it's definitely a consistency thing. That one obviously wasn't bad with the factory stock, but I just had to work harder at it. So I thought what would be interesting is I struggle with shooting offhand, especially with the traditional stock, but having the thumb hole, you know, like I suffer from pretty bad shoulders, and it's hard for me to hold stuff up. In fact, it's just, it's just tiring holding it like this. But we've got a woodchuck up there at about 130 yards. And we're going to take a couple offhand shots at that. And then that direction at, I don't know, it's about 180 or so. We've got a smaller rock chuck. And I'm just gonna try offhanding these and see what I can do. A little to the right. There we go. Let's see if we can get one more. All right, well, now I got another round. Let's see here. All right, well, I feel pretty comfortable with that. I mean, you can see I'm shaky. I don't have the best arm strength, but the stock definitely helps me keep a grip on it rather than trying to have to come around it. I can definitely get a better grip on it. All right, now we're gonna try this one. So I just ranged it. We're just about 170. So let me think. I gotta convert to mils in my head because I know what I would be at. Okay, I think we're good here. All right. Oh, oh, nope. I am not great offhand. Ah, there's another one. Ah. All right, well, look, it's hot. It's getting up in the 90s here, and I'm tired. I scanned. I know Gavin has a bunch of different pieces of steel. I tried to find something a little bit further away. I did find something at about 400, but it was facing the wrong direction. So I think we're just going to have to call it a day. Look, at the end of the day, I really liked how this Boyds stock fit. Is it going to be for everybody? No, but no stock is. But I think it gives a lot of great options for people that want something different. I did find that doing that offhand, this was a very comfortable grip. I know I've tried offhanding my gun at home and it's a much wider grip and I really struggle with it. I haven't shot one this narrow in quite a while and it really does give a nice feel. And obviously I was able to hit, 170 yards out there, which was pretty cool. The adjustable back here obviously means it's easy if you need to go from an adult to a child. Maybe both of you are shooting at the range. And same thing with the adjustable cheek piece. So I think it gives a lot of options. And again, for me on a bag, I like having this angle because it gives you that kind of sliding up and down underneath of it. And again, different shooting styles, different needs, but that's kind of where this comes in, right? So if you're in the market to upgrade a stock, these are available in a number of footprints, not just for the Bergara. I would definitely give them a try. And with that, we're out of here. You guys have a good one. We'll talk later.
I hope you enjoyed this video. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Also, we're on Facebook, YouTube, Rumble, where we've got unrestricted content, and Instagram. Make sure to follow us on all those channels. Ultimate Reloader also has a commercial solutions division serving law enforcement, the military, and the gun industry. We have some unique capabilities, including a comprehensive suite of recoil testing and evaluation capabilities, trigger profiling, and more. If you're interested in custom rifles like what we build here on the channel or gunsmithing services, you're going to want to go to rifles.ultimatereloader.com and get on the wait list. If you want to learn lucrative gunsmithing like what I show here on the channel, including building custom rifles and Cerakote plus a whole bunch more, you're going to want to check out the Colorado School of Trades, schooloftrades.edu. Thanks again for watching.